Alright everyone, let's quickly talk about the materials to be used when constructing your cage design. So when selecting material for construction, there are several criteria to consider, including the availability of the material, the durability of the material, the strength of the material, the weight of the material, weather resistance, that is, can it rot easily, can it corrode easily, what are the toxicity, because there are some netting materials or materials that you can use that will be toxic to your fish. Of course, you have to check the costs of the materials you're going to be getting. So the materials should be smooth and non-abrasive, especially the cage bags. In cage bags, you have to be using a rigid materials which are more resistant to deformation in strong water current. If you are not using a kind of cage bags that are rigid, water currents can be very high at some point, and if water currents can cause deformation of your cage bags, it's definitely not a good sign of a good measure being placed when you are constructing your cage design. So you must be able to use cage bags which have rigid materials that are more resistant to deformation in strong water currents compared to flexible materials. But flexible materials absorb energy from water currents better and makes harvesting simpler for farmers. Yes, because for easy pull out, when you want to do a kind of total harvesting, you can use flexible materials, but still rigid materials are very much okay when constructing your cage, just to prevent against deformation from strong water currents. So no single material possesses all these qualities. That's the main fact you need to know. You can't find a material that is perfect in all this quality, but some are better suited to certain species and site conditions. So a cage consists of the following parts. What are the parts that a cage consists of? We have the frame, we have the net, we have the anchor, we have the rope, we have the floaters, we have the walkway platform, we have the freeboard. So anchors are placed at various points along the bottom of the net to make sure they do not get twisted up and dragged by the water current. So a very important part of the cage is the anchor, because this is what holds the net to the bottom of the water. So if there are no anchors, there will be easy damaging of the net. So anchors may be made of iron, concrete, or even bags and bottles filled with sand, with wet sand. So the freeboard is section of the net that is above the water level. The freeboard is a section of the net that is above the water level. So it's like a coverage, but it's called the freeboard. So cage frame. Let's talk about the cage frame. The cage frame is the skeletal structure that holds the net in which fish are cultured. Yeah, as you can see in this diagram below, this is the cage frame. It's called the frame. So frames can be made of galvanized pipes, wood, bamboo, PVC pipes, or other materials that will not easily deteriorate in water. Yes, deterioration is one of the key things you have to check out when selecting your cage frame, because the durability is important in anything you want to do in cage culture. Being exposed to water can cost you rot, can cost you corrosion, but you have to use a very good solid structure, very good frame structure, because of deterioration in water. So in modern large circular cages, high density polyethylene, which are HDPE, is used. This is an HDPE example. So the frame must be strong enough, corrosion resistance, and easily repairable or replaceable. Yes, so the cage can be of any shape depending on which one you want to do. It can be rectangular, it can be circular, it can be round, square, rectangular, and the size depends on the scale of production intended by the farmer. For instance, you want to grow a kind of 2,000 pieces of fish in the cage you are proposing to construct. So you have to check the numbers you are going on fish you want to raise, then you use that to determine the size of your cage. So special joints must be used to fix various frame elements together to form desired shape. So you have, for instance, now you can see the joint here makes it have a kind of rectangular shape. So there are different joints if you want to construct maybe square, or maybe you want to construct a round cage. There are different joints that you need to use. So you have to know which one are you going for and which type of joint are you supposed to use.